Well, I actually want to talk about something really quickly. Um, it was a massacre over in Sydney and Bondi Beach. Very sad. I was watching about it Sunday last week. I didn't want to make commentary on it or anything yet, just because there's a lot around it that I didn't know, and I had to figure it out. The two gunmen um were from immigrants from overseas, and they were talked to about connections with ISIS and many of different things, which is fair enough. Like people can immigrate to wherever they want to. I'm happy that this is a country people want to immigrate to. But the only other issue with this is it was the first night of Hanukkah last Sunday on the 16th of December. Not 16th of December, it's not last Sunday. But yeah, so they went down there just to um, basically kill the Jewish people down here, which is really unfortunate. Um, but yeah, so Sunday marked the first night of Hanukkah, and to celebrate, more than 1,000 people gathered at Sydney's Bondi Beach. Uh, Dancing, banging drums, others flipped swimming in the ocean. Very happy occasion. First night of Hanukkah, it always is. I don't know. I'm not part of that religion at all. In just a few hours, the beach would be Australia's deadliest mass shooting in almost 30 years, leaving 15 people dead, as well as one of the suspects. One of the they call them suspects here, but you could see it on the video that they did do it. Two suspects gunmen were a 50-year-old Sergei Akram, who was killed exchanging gunfire with the police, and a 24-year-old son, Naveed Akram. So a father and son duo did this. Um, and Naveed is in custody at hospital. I think he's been discharged now, but is still in custody. Um, so you can see where this bridge is across the parade here. They came across this bridge, which crosses the car park, and the shooting happened towards this direction. Very sad. Before the main attack began, where two gunmen opened fire, yeah, there's a lot. So you can see them going over. They had two weapons with them. We'll get to some videos in a second. Yeah, so I think we'll just go to the videos. I think so. Might help us a little bit more with what's happening. But it's very sad, and I just wanted to say before we go to the video is that um, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you believe in or anything like that. This is a country, actually, the whole world. This is a world where you should be able to believe in what you want, and you won't be prosecuted because of it. Especially taken into your own hands of by other people to come down and shoot you, where you're celebrating the first day of Hanukkah, first day of anything really. This is just, you do not take it into your own hands at all. And knowing that this mass shooting happened in Australia, my country, it shows that it's not just happening overseas. It's not just happening in Israel, Palestine. It's not just happening in America, where I see a bunch of school shootings and stuff like that. Very sad stuff. Um, but now happening here, and I didn't think we were a country to get to that point. But I don't think it matters your race, your sex, your gender, your religion, as long as you're not hurting anyone or hurting yourself, you should be able to believe in what you want to. And that is what I hold utmost in my own values. I'm myself is a atheist. I'm not. I don't really follow any of the religions, but it's not that um I don't like them. No, it's that I don't have the evidence to make myself believe in these things. So it's mostly more agnostic. But I will respect them. I go with friends to church. I go like to Christian churches. I'm friends with many different people who have many different religions, and we're all living in harmony. Okay, this should happen the world over, not just here, the world over. But knowing that this has happened here now, is that even true? All right, let's get into the video.
I've just spoken with the police media team that have just briefed all of the media down here at Bondi this evening, and we can confirm that 10 people have died in this attack, one of which is the shooter, which was killed, and the other 9 are civilians. The other shooter, there was 2 shooters, that second
This has been updated since then, so it's gone up to 15, including the shooter, not 10, including the
shooter is in custody and has sustained injuries. We also understand from this media briefing just now that 12 other people have also been injured as a result of this evening's shooting. That also includes 2 cops.
You're going to see everyone fleeing in fear because this stuff doesn't happen here. It doesn't. And people going from Bondi Beach, one of Australia's most landmark beaches, it's devastating, and people weren't allowed back for, I think, 5 days after that due to clean up and investigations.
Cops who were responding as that shooting took place just around 7 p.m. this evening. Right now, specialised resources are now being brought in to deal with the bomb threat that is currently an active threat in the...
I did forget about that. They threatened that they planted bombs in the area. I don't know what came of that. But I didn't hear about it since the couple days afterwards.
This area, it's understood that there potentially may be an explosive under the Bondi Bridge, which is just off Campbell Parade, and so there is a 50-metre exclusion zone, and they may look to extend that as they work through and figure out what exactly is in some of the vehicles. Talking with police media, they said that the sort of goal now is to figure out what car these shooters came to Bondi in, what might be in those vehicles, and so the job now is to really ensure that if you're at home, you stay at home, and that also for people that are out and about to potentially make your way home. This is an active scene down here with police, paramedics, emergency services just trying to do their job. And so they really urge people to just back up, give them space as they work through. We did see some specialised equipment being brought in the distance. It may be a little bit too dark for you now to see, but that specialised equipment looked like it was to help with the bomb threat that is ongoing. But I do just want to
Yeah, it's crazy how at this point they didn't have all the numbers, obviously, because the police and the ambos and stuff, they didn't release that, but it's not the point. It's the point that he's there just to let everyone know what's happened, and to urging people to go home because they obviously people are coming up to the scene, be looking and seeing what's happened, but the police don't have time to deal with that. They've got this active scene that they're trying to shut down and basically surround, so everything will be fine.
Iterate some of that details that we have confirmed through the police media here just moments ago. And that is that 10 people are confirmed dead, one of which is the shooter, and 9 others are civilians. There was also 12 other people that were injured during this shooting that took place just a little around 7 p.m.
So 10 dead on scene, 12 injured. Knowing from the news listing from before, you can definitely tell that it was 1,000 people there, heaps of people there. It was a really warm night, the 6th, whenever this happened, because last week was really warm. And there's a lot of people at Bondi Beach. That's all there is. And then these 2 people come on in and shoot up the place because they don't subscribe to their religion. That's allegedly. That's what I assume.
This evening. and those 12 people are being treated by New South Wales paramedics. Among those injured are the brave police officers, 2 of which that was responding to this active shooting as reports filed in, and I'm sure you'll be seeing many images and vision of people just running from the beach and surrounding areas around Campbell Parade, running for cover. And so now there's an exclusion in place as police work through that immediate bomb threat to discover or find out exactly what threat is still in place. The active shooters, one of which is now dead and the other, which is in custody and has sustained injuries. Police will now work to see if there's any further threats, which cars they came in and the such. So it's very much going to still be a hive of activity down here in Bondi as we head into this evening.
So that was the day of. So when was this released? About a week ago now. 6 days ago, yeah, a week ago. So last Sunday night, they released this, and it came as a shock to everyone, especially when I was coming back to work the next day. It was just, I didn't want to watch the news that morning because I know it would just be this. It's not that I didn't want to see it, it's that it's sad. It's very sad, and you just don't want to really go into it too much. But this guy done a lot of great work by ABC News. Let's go with this footage here. This was this actually, I've watched this before because I saw it on the news. But this guy literally went up to one of the gunmen and disarmed him, and then just kept going. It was so good.
We do believe we have some vision coming in of one of those gunmen being tackled. We hope to get that to you shortly. Chris, we'll leave it there.
This bro just comes from behind the car. By the way, that's one of the gunmen. The other one is up to the right here. He's all the way up the bridge. This guy came way too far down.
This is the vision.
And he just tackles the guy.
One of the gunmen being tackled. I believe
Absolute
by
champion.
A hero, a civilian, not a police officer, not a paramedic, but a civilian who has rushed the gunman from behind, seized his weapon, turned the weapon on him.
But I love this part because he puts the weapon down. He doesn't retaliate. He doesn't, shoot the guy because he shot so many other people. He puts it down. He makes him go back, and then he puts the gun down. That was really important because he's not retaliating. He's showing that what you've done isn't right. So I won't react in the same way.
And has had
so good
the courage to not only do that, but the presence of mind not to open fire in that situation.
Yeah.
And now he is no doubt calling for backup, getting this man surrounded.
He threw a brick at the guy. He's one of the older Jewish gentlemen. That guy. I did a bit of research, or didn't have to. Came up on the news a couple of times. But this guy, after he threw the brick, it wasn't too much longer until I'm pretty sure, not 100%, but I'm pretty sure he passed away by getting shot by the other guy. That's up a little bit more. So that was sad. But he really protected a lot of people, and same with the hero.
And making sure there is no chance he can get away. But we do believe the vision you are seeing there is of the gunman. A second gunman, Tom, is that your understanding? That is a second gunman up on the bridge, now trying to protect the other gunman who has just been stripped of his weapon.
Yeah.
Yes. So that is the most incredible vision I think I've ever seen.
It's crazy how you get this type of
a member
vision.
of the public. Look at this.
So you have some random person videoing on his phone, and he obviously spotted this guy sneaking up to the gunman. And this guy, a member of the public, showing up in force and being like, this isn't right. I'm going to tackle you right now because I'm going to try and disarm you so you don't hurt more people. Respect there.
Sneaking up from behind a car in the car park at Bondi and tackling him. I'm managing to...
You see people back here still. Like, there's an active shooter up on the right, and there's people standing back here.
That's just...
To take the gun away from him, I wonder how many lives that man has saved in that sheer act of bravery.
And all while he's being shot at by the other gunman.
Well, that's my concern. The second gunman up on the bridge has seen what's unfolded and is now turning his weapon perhaps on the hero that we have just seen strip that man of the weapon that we believe he used to kill innocent people on Bondi.
Still throwing something at him there while that gunman's still armed.
Basically, for the rest of this. But no, I just wanted to highlight that guy. Absolute champion. And so there's a few more updates about 5 days ago.
This morning, a sea of flowers to honour the Bondi terror attack victims. Vigils around the world. 15 innocent people enjoying a Sunday at the beach shot down in cold blood. The mission to keep their memory alive. Sinister new details about the two shooters. We have the latest on the father and son gunmen. Remarkably, this brave hero ran towards danger, tackling evil head-on. He's captured hearts all over the world.
Live across Australia, this is Sunrise Early News.
Good morning and welcome to our special coverage of the horrific Bondi terror attack. Bondi Beach is being showered in flowers and tributes, heartfelt messages paying respect to the 15 innocent victims of a merciless shooting massacre. Nat Barry is there this morning. Nat, it's an incredible scene behind you. Those flowers continue to grow.
Yeah, Sally, good morning to everyone. A day and a half on from the horrors here on Sunday night. Later. The floral tributes are growing. There's a lot of love being spread here. I'm going to get our cameraman Nathan to zoom in to show you.
Good on you,
It's
Nathan.
a bit windy and the smell of these floral tributes, it's actually quite beautiful. So many people have sent them. There are hundreds growing, and there are also messages. Chasing hate in any way never made us safer, says one. Choosing to love in every way makes us unstoppable. A little message written on one of the blooms is to Matilda, of course, the little 10-year-old who lost her life. That's written in paper.
That's a sad one. There was a 10-year-old who lost her life in that one. It's sad. It's sad that they weren't discriminatingly shooting people, which is not great either. But they went ahead and actively thought, yep, I'll shoot that 10-year-old. It's terrible. It's so sad. My heart goes out to all the victims and their families.
On one of the bunches, there is an Australian flag, a Jewish flag. There's a wreath. There are so many candles. With love from the Green family on the south coast, says another one. It's a beautiful scene. We've just now seeing paramedics stand, as you can see, silently paying their respects to those who fell here in that horror on Sunday night that we have all seen. Many people are coming here. They've been coming here for the last day and a half and shedding tears, some just breaking down, kneeling down. And obviously it's the most horrible thing to deal with for many people. Some people speaking yesterday, wanting to say, some people singing, and that will continue as the days go on. Well, as victims recover in hospitals across Sydney, we've got reporters standing by to capture the national response to this tragedy. First to Weekend Sunrise presenter David Woywood, who is in Bondi. David, the outpouring of grief for the victims has been amazing, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's really been incredible, Nana. We are starting to learn many of those names and those faces now. You just mentioned her there, 10-year-old Matilda. She, of course, is among the dead. She was down here with her family.
It was important because a lot of people around Australia all came together for this, laying wreaths and flowers at mosques and making sure that people around them were safe and heard. This has just blown out of proportion. This is about the PM convenes a federal cabinet meeting about it. I'm about to go over that in a second.
There have been so many tributes for her. She was taking part in those Hanukkah celebrations down here at Bondi Beach. There was the Bondi rabbi, Eli Schlanger, as well, and those tributes, they have been flowing. We have heard from very senior members of the Jewish community here in Sydney. He was an instrumental part of that. We know that French engineer Dan Alkheim, he was a very kind man, according to his friends, and he loved his soccer. He was loving his life here in Australia, but very sadly has been caught up in this tragedy. There was the devoted husband as well. He had tried to shield his wife. Very sadly, she has survived. Very sadly, he has died. There was another rabbi, Yarov Levitin, as well. There was the businessman and philanthropist, Reuben Morrison. He was also an assistant at the local synagogue. The 87-year-old Holocaust survivor, if you can believe it, as well. He had been down here. He had survived the atrocities of the Second World War, and then he has found himself in Bondi only to die at the hands of these madmen.
People coming together to raise money for this, but it just saddens me to see this person who's full of hope, this kid full of hope and full of laughter and full of love. It's just
with opened fire on Sunday afternoon, very sadly there. His wife, though, has also survived. And then there was the retired police officer too, Peter Marr. He was a keen photographer in his spare time and in his retirement, an instrumental part of a local rugby team here as well. So, yeah, we are starting to learn so much more about the stories behind those faces as we try to come to terms with what has happened down here on Bondi in the past few days here, Nat.
Yeah, and so many people coming up to us, especially after we got off air yesterday, and coming up in tears and wanting a hug and saying, I've just learned that I know someone who has died, or I know someone who is severely injured. That's the tragedy, isn't it? It just filters right through Australia. Let's go live now to Liam Tapper in Surrey Hills. Liam, what more have we learned about the gunman?
That's where I'll end this one up, because I wanted to go over something else really quickly. So our Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, his second term in office now, put out a national buyback scheme for guns, because I've seen a couple of the stuff on the news, and it's been more so around him understanding that there's been people who have gun licenses in Australia, because guns aren't completely prohibited. It's just a lot more administration goes into it. So you have to have the proper licensing, you have to have proper reasons to own the guns. So, for example, I know many people who are farmers and hunters that have guns, because that's what they have to. They have to protect their herds, they have to protect their animals, their livestock. But there are people who live in the city and have 7 or 8 guns, and it's way too much for them, because I don't know how they got them in the first place, but it's the fact that they've had them for a long time, and these guys, they obviously had got their guns from somewhere, obviously got approval for a license, and then went from there. But anyway, we'll go in short. Federal government has announced it will fund a national buyback scheme to reimburse gun owners who hand in surplus, newly banned or illegal firearms. So if they have heaps of legal guns, if they have newly banned guns, or already illegal firearms, this is basically to just take them off the streets, which isn't gonna do a lot. To be perfectly honest with you, the nice people, the good people, they're gonna hand in their guns, but the people who have them for a reason, it's not gonna help. Labor's one of our one of our parties in the House of Representatives. Will first have to get legislation through Parliament to provide funding for the scheme, which it would be a 50-50 split 50-50 with the states, so all the states have to provide funding for it too, with the coalition yet to formally commit its support for gun reform. So basically the last time this happened, massive buyback scheme, was during the Port Arthur massacre in I think it was, it says right there, 1996. And this next massacre that's happened, it showed that that it needs to happen again. It helped then, but will it help again? I'm not 100% sure. The other thing is that this is technically a terror attack on the Jewish people in Australia. It's anti-Semitic attack. It's what it looks like to me, because they only went after the Jewish people that were celebrating Hanukkah on the beach. So this is basically the most recent one. There was obviously the October 7th attacks in Israel. Then there was the another recent one was the 2nd of October to 2025. Manchester synagogue over in England got ram raided. 3 fatalities, including the person. So 2 people died there. Several people were injured. But I just wanted to highlight that it's not just the Jewish people that are getting attacked. It is others. I'm not gonna say that there isn't. There's obviously on different religions. Christianity, I haven't heard much on that. Islamic, probably. I'm not going to say that there is. I'm just going to say it might be also. But there is a increased amount of anti-Semitic attacks. And this goes back to throughout history since since the start of the 20th century, maybe even prior to that. Just the negativity towards the Jewish people. It's not good. Not good for anyone. Everyone should be allowed to do as they wish, as long as it doesn't hurt themselves or doesn't hurt anyone else around them. I wouldn't say they can't do everything, but you know what I mean. If they've got good in their heart, they should be able to do as they wish. They should be able to believe in whatever god or gods they believe in, and it should just go from there. But this shooting, this terror attack, this massacre is just, it's not what we need as Australians. It's wrong, and we should do more against that as a public. And if our government isn't gonna do it, then should we really be continuing to keep them in house? But then again, are other parties actually gonna help? That's what we're gonna have to think about coming up into the future, especially that we've got state elections coming up, and we've got our national elections coming up in, I think, a couple of years. I think the last one we did was 22. No, I'm not sure. I can't remember. It might be 24. But yes, it will be coming up at some point. So we do have to think about exactly what we want in the future. If they're going to actually help us, I could notably name a few things, which is gun control, which we've already really got good gun control, but obviously something needs to happen in the administration side of things. How did these guys get guns? That's what we've got to think about. Another thing is our property prices up through the goddamn roof. Living around where I am, it's $600,000 for a house, and that's just a 3-4 bedroom house. Nothing flashy, not really that big of a backyard, nothing. And our government has said that they aren't going to do anything about it. They have reasons. And I'll probably go into this on a different video. But it's important to note that our government owns a lot of property. Now, I'm not saying that might be a reason. No, definitely not. But there might be other reasons behind it. I might be able to go through that on another video in the future. But right now, I just wanted to leave this here and say that this is very sad, what's happened. And my heart goes out to everyone who's grieving, everyone who's lost someone, everyone who's been affected by it. Even if you're just afraid to go out because of this, my heart goes out for you. Find solace in friends and family, and really, really come to terms with what's happened and how you're going to continue from here. But yes, that's where I'll leave this one here for today.